Greetings, my friends.
Hey!
This is an extra special episode. This is the most beautiful, most miraculous heavenly manifestation. We have a goddess among us tonight. Our wonderful friend Mela, known by many names. If you catch my vibe, was the lady. But she's known by many roles and by many names. And for many years, we wanted to break into the wonderful world of anime. And by the grace of God, we have done it tonight with our guest. So, Mela, thank you for being on the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
I had to compare you to the lady, of course. Why, people ask? Because I would like to just start talking about anime, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Mela keeps getting typecast as goddesses and queens of heaven.
Is that for real?
It's a thing. Yeah.
It's the thing.
I like that. Listen to me. She's like, yeah, it happens.
Whatever, I'm a goddess. I get it. Okay, it's fine.
Over and over again. Inanna, Queen of Heaven, Ishtar, Catwoman,
And Catwoman is a goddess.
Okay.
She's a goddess.
Catwoman is a goddess.
Jade.
Let's get that on the
she
record.
brings Batman to his knees.
Hey, family show. Family show.
Oh, I said to his knees. Like, come on, man.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Like in worship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah.
totally chill, normal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's a goddess for sure. How long has that been happening? Have you been like typecast as a goddess?
You guys, welcome to my dream life. So I love that. This is going to be the clip that you say next on Mela's episode. Well, the goddess thing started back in like 2006, and I don't know.
2006?
I don't know.
So that's how long you've been
My
voice
entire
acting.
adult life, basically. Yeah.
That's a hell of a thing to be typecast as. I would be honored to be typecast as a goddess. Just saying. I'm just gonna
Listen,
put
I
that
know
out there.
people. I'm gonna hook you up, Nick.
Please.
I'm gonna hook you up.
Please, that would be.
We're inclusive.
For real, he is interested in voice acting.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Everybody has a great voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Honestly, and I say that sincerely. Some people are like, I don't know if I like my voice, but I want to be a voice actor. It's acting with your voice, whatever your voice is.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah. I could
So
be a
I'm
goddess.
saying even you.
I'm gonna send you some sizzle reels.
Even me.
me.
Even I can be a goddess, guys. Can't you hear it?
That's the compliment. Listen, even someone like you could have it.
Compliment?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that. I like that a lot.
Shout out Melinda Hill. That's your word. She's like, it's the compliment. We're like, oh, you came to the party. We're hi. It's the compliment.
It's that like subtle
glad
shade.
you're here.
Complisalt.
Yeah.
Compliment.
Interesting. Yeah.
Come on, man. It's not that hard of a concept. Compliment.
I'm struggling.
Compliment. I had a.
Like a compliment insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our parents do it sometimes. You tried.
Or if you're my parents, my dad, you do it all the time.
Oh wow! Don't be talking about my boy like that.
I love him.
Listen, it makes us who we are, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The subtle shade of
But
it all.
yeah, I mean, back to my real issue
Of course.
being constantly cast as a goddess or a healer
or some warrior princess.
yeah,
or,
I've kind of leaned into it. You
Yeah.
know, some people come out, during this last few years as this or that. I've come out as the Queen of Heaven.
Yeah. No, it's a thing, man. It's like.
Oh my God.
And I would love to go into that and some of that theme in your life, but like even her new D&D campaign, can we talk about that too?
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
love to
Squad 20.
push people to that.
Absolutely.
She's basically like an angel,
Yeah?
Yeah.
basically.
I'm a nightingale bard, but I'm an astral aerial elf. So I'm from the place between here and there where music is the language, like music and light. And this is like my first time in corporeal form. So I just love everybody. Like a beholder shows up and I sing him songs like Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder. And everyone's like, he's really scary. And I'm like, hi, would you like a theme song? She's just
You're
a
like
lover.
so bubbly and like just happy to be there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just filled with love.
What's the name of the campaign?
It's called Squad 20. You
Squad
can
20.
watch it on Six Sides of Gaming on YouTube. And it stars some of my besties from Apex Legends. So Nicholas Roy, Octane, also in Naruto and Jujutsu Kaisen. Johnny Young from Overwatch. He's Crypto in Apex. And Justine Huxley, who's Watson in Apex. And absolutely hilarious in the campaign. Like Heart of Gold. But, you
Yeah.
know, I can't do her accent. She has this like fantasy Irish accent. But she'll be like, she's a druid gnome.
Oh.
And she'll be just like, she has primal savagery as one of her gifts. And
Yeah.
she'll be just like, oh, well, I'm going to use primal savagery, so I'll tear out his intestines and tie him in a bowl. And you're just like, we're all like, oh, good.
But she says it so
funny.
beautifully.
She does.
Yeah.
You're just like, wow, that's so cool and sweet what you just said, but it's also kind of scary.
We watched the premiere of the second episode
Yeah.
today live, and they were all like in the stream. So I was having a blast because they don't all know who I am. Nicholas Roy knows who I am because we've met, and I was like participating in the stream with them, kind of like, yeah, gassing them up a little bit. I'm team this guy, I'm team that guy, and they were commenting to me, and they're like, or I'm thinking like they have no clue I'm sitting here with Mela, like just gassing them
I'll
up.
give
It
you the
was fun.
$20 later.
Right.
I'll be like, good, bro.
Yeah.
No, but it was fun. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. So I wanted.
And it's your first campaign.
Yeah. So that's the tag is they took 4 newbies. We had a 4-hour training session on a Thursday. And
4 hours?
with
That's a
people
crash
that
course.
had like
Wow.
20 years of experience, so they helped us build these characters, and then we filmed 5 episodes on a Friday, 5 on a Saturday, 2 on a Sunday. So just back to back, deer in the headlights.
Whoa, that's
Just-
a lot at one time.
It was, and
Yeah.
but the mayhem, it's you catch it live.
It's good.
Yeah.
And you're in good hands, like 20-year veterans.
Oh yeah, Devin is our DM, and he is, I mean, a great voice actor too. Like he's not a voice actor. He's like, oh, I would love to do it, and he only does like 27 voices per campaign. Like
Right, yeah.
and sings and writes these great stories, and it
he's
was
funny.
so fun. Really great crew.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Let's hope for the animated series.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you want, let's get it.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
shout out to Lena Schlatter, Kalia Art. She's already done. You can see them on my Instagram if you want to check. But these beautiful animated, like Disney-esque versions of our characters.
That is so cool.
And her character, Ang Harad, is depicted. This is totally random.
I told
right?
her, I was like, just whatever you're inspired to do. I don't want to micromanage you. Just I gave her my little bio, and
Isn't she like a Disney illustrator?
yeah,
Yeah.
she does.
She has orbs around her. Little orbs of light.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my hand, she goes, "Is that okay?" And I was like, "Oh, it's very that checks."
They show that art on the episodes?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it on your Instagram?
it is on my Instagram.
I'll pull it up real quick.
That's cool as hell. How serendipitous is that? You just like give her your little rundown, and then she draws you like all beautiful with the orbs around
Welcome to the podcast, yes, and we're just on our phones for those of you that can't see
Hey,
anything.
don't be sniping me.
you. That is.
I pick up my phone too, just in case it's not on my.
Yeah, I can't
think
find it.
You can't find it here.
No.
that's part.
But I want you to see it. Her Instagram
it
is
is.
the Mela Lee at home, by the way.
Well, by
You
the
found
time
it?
you guys hear this, I'll make sure it's on there.
You
Here
found it?
is,
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay if we like drop this in?
Yeah, of
And
course.
is that too much work, Alex?
No,
See, it is.
I answer it. I say
way.
no.
See the orbs?
Oh my gosh.
And that's a Disney illustrator.
you can tell. Take it like one quick look at it. It's
She's an
so
angel.
Disney-esque, and this looks like you.
You see her
it's based
astral
on me.
wings?
I'm obsessed.
They're like the Switzerland
Typecast.
of D&D.
Typecast, yeah.
Here. and
That
Alex
is
has
Like
a-
everybody's safe in my wings.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
When-
Yeah, we're having a blast.
Yeah.
Can you send that image to me?
Of course.
I'd like to put that up.
Again,
I'll send it to Alex.
for those of you that are home that can't see my beautiful face, I am now texting Ryan Bledsoe. Always on my phone, apparently.
We'll drop it in the
Yeah.
video so they can see,
You
Yeah,
got
this
it.
is.
and
this
they'll
is-
gawk.
They'll gawk.
They'll be like, their jaws will drop at this amazing character. the
I-
nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The nerds.
I am absolutely stunning in cartoon versions.
You're so humble. You're so humble. I love it. Like the
Listen, I've been
humility.
Queen of Heaven since 2006, brah. Like,
Is that really when you played your first goddess?
um,
Hey man, listen, I need to know the hard details.
Not
you
your
know
first
what?
character.
I don't
just-
know if I played my first goddess until like the 2012s. I was a vampire, like a princess, and
I want to watch that one, by the way. Vampire
Vampire
Night.
Night.
Have you heard of that anime?
Yeah.
She's in it.
I don't want to give it away, but she's
She's
pretty
like
high
one
up
of the
there.
main roles in there.
Oh hell yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks cool.
So Yuki Cross, and then Rin. So I was just a goddess of my
Fate
own.
Stay?
Yeah, Fate Stay Night, Fate Stay Night, and then Unlimited Blade Works eventually. But she becomes Ishtar.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
okay,
Alex,
okay.
grab that.
Yeah,
Grab that
yeah.
statue to your right.
Oh.
Right now.
Love me some Fate Stay.
Look,
Oh,
that's Ishtar.
it is.
Yeah,
How cool is that?
that was bought for me as a present by
amazing.
my wife and mother-in-law.
It's gorgeous.
Just random.
That's so
Little
sick.
synchronicity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you.
They have support groups for goddesses like me. And
Do they? Really?
no.
Filled with all sorts of other goddesses.
you imagine?
Yeah, I can.
When were you first cast as a goddess? She's like, well, I was Jade, and I've just, ever since, yeah.
It's a tough life.
Isn't Jade like 1,000 years old, or is that Katana? I think it's
a woman never talks about her age. I'm an Endenian goddess.
Come on.
Could we just leave it at that? Why do you
Jade a goddess?
Seriously, Ryan, do you
Yeah.
not know you don't ask women that?
Yeah. I love Tiki.
Well, once
like,
you get
from
to about
Fire
900
Emblem.
years, I feel like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
She's like, I'm only 4,000 years old. She's the younger version.
Yeah, it's giving that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So then 2006 was when you started voice acting.
Really, a little bit before then, like 1 or 2 things. I was just paying off student loans before I went to law school. And then it kind of got fun, so I figured I'd push law school back a little. And then I thought I'd save up money so I don't have to go to law school. And then I got like a publishing deal, a record deal, and some
you
more
don't even know
anime.
about that.
And then
Tell me.
I didn't go to law school.
She sings.
Oh yeah, I heard a little ditty. I heard a little ditty.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, in the living room. She gave us a little sample. I was
She's
like,
got a
okay.
record
I
coming
love
out.
your impression of me.
Okay. That was me. That was fully my energy coming out. Okay, you'll learn. It's okay. You'll
You should have worn the crop top. Bra.
I know. I was this close.
And by the way, I've said bra like 87 times today. It works with you.
We're bringing that out of you.
I like-
You
yeah.
almost said it again. You almost
Yeah,
just
I
called
did.
me bruh
I
again.
like, listen, bra.
I can be bruh. That's okay.
Yeah.
Nah, she's saying bra.
But
Bruh.
when bruh. It's more shaka.
Bra.
But when I come out in that crop top, you're not gonna be calling me bruh.
No, but I'll be watching going, I made that happen.
I made his dreams come true.
I made that. I was the beginning of that.
Yeah.
That paradigm shift.
You manifested that for me.
Jesus.
Yeah, you changed my life.
Oh, Ryan, I'm sorry. Listen,
No, I'm wondering what's in it for me.
You get to see me.
Oh,
that's
true.
what's in it for you.
True.
Are you serious?
But I need it to be more visceral.
What does that mean?
That's frightening.
That's foreboding.
Textures, I'm
I
out.
don't know. Maybe like, hold your hand when you're showing up on the scene or something.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Something.
So 2006.
Give me a crumb.
You didn't expect to have that much fun with it?
No.
Really?
But listen, do we need to start again? Do we have to rewind this all? We're out of control
No,
already.
no.
That's the show.
I'll tell you, it's really probably it's your fault, Ryan.
What did I do?
You're the one that took me to the mess hall.
Oh, true.
And we had, I've been trying to eat like sushi bowls, poke bowls, and he's like, they got a tater tot bowl.
Hey, you seemed pretty excited about it. I will say I did take
His eyes lit up, and I couldn't say no.
You're in the South.
I
all
did.
right?
So I
Yeah.
had a Carolina burger and some tots. I'm in a little bit of a tot coma.
In a tea hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Things
are in a tea
will-
hole.
We're in the tea hole.
If we'd had just like a berry smoothie, I'd be like, so I was the queen of heaven in 2006.
Right.
You'd be calm.
And yeah, but you tatered me.
Not the verb. Not the verb.
Oh, man.
Get tatered.
What have I done?
You got
Tatered me.
I'm tatered up right now. Hell yeah.
Things is getting crazy.
Would you ever voice a tater?
This is
You
getting
think?
out of control.
I would. Are you kidding?
Yeah, like
I'd
VeggieTales.
totally be a tater tot. I could be tater tot and I could make things and, tater's got all kinds of uses.
Is that how they
Can you
talk?
imagine? Well, my tater would. She's like a MacGyver of taters.
Oh my god.
Like, you give me some vegetables and I would make anything.
Guys, we are so excited to tell you about our first brand deal with Stigma Hemp. We are so pumped to be working with them. These people are amazing. We've been working with them for a couple of months now. They have an amazing product. It's a family-owned business, and we really, really believe in the product. Ryan, tell them about some of the products that Stigma got.
Yeah, so they got these delicious THC teas, seltzer waters, gummies. I would personally say they're the best gummies I've ever tasted.
I would too.
in my humble opinion. And that milligram is just that perfect dose to have a good night without all the the freaky thoughts that gummies usually bring. No, but seriously, it's a great product. Josh is a great guy, the founder of Stigma Hemp, and I really am excited to partner with them, especially knowing that he is personally very interested in UFOs and the UFO space. And yeah, I mean, I just couldn't be more excited about it.
Yeah, guys, they have CBD, they have THC, they have capsules, they have gummies, they have drinks. They have these awesome CBD and THC drinks that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 alcohol. It's just pure either CBD or THC, and it's all in like relatively low doses, so it's manageable. It's a really, really good product. We've tested it ourselves
Many times.
It's fantastic. They even have like sleepy time stuff that has melatonin. We really, truly, actually love this product. It's amazing. So we got a little special offer for our listeners.
Yes, we do.
Tell them about it, Ryan.
Go to stigmahemp.com and use code BSS at checkout, and you'll get a nice little 30% bump off your price there. And, get you some tins of gummies and just have a good time with them.
Stigmahemp.com, code BSS. Get that. She hit every syllable in vegetable.
You know what cracks me up?
How would a corn fritter sound?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Corn fritter.
Yeah.
Yeah, how would they sound?
Well,
Take your time.
My Nana makes like hot water cornbread. So I feel like hot water cornbread and corn fritters are like on a gang war. It's basically like, it's like the West Side Story.
Yes,
Can you imagine? It'd be like, so corn fritter would be like, I'm a corn fritter. Like, got some cool, right?
That's so good.
She has no idea.
That's so good.
Don't mess with me, I'm a corn fritter. And then you got hot water cornbread coming up from the deep south. Be like, listen, bro, you ain't nothing. You a corn fritter? Come on down, mess with this. I'm a hot water cornbread. Poo, poo, poo. Man, I'm in and out of the fire all day. You want to mess with this? Come on. Corn fritter.
Wait, wait.
Oh my god.
That was brilliant.
I'm
So then I'm curious. We have to go there, guys. We have to.
We do. I was a lonely child and an only child.
We
for
just
a while.
went an inch. Yeah, and now we have to take the mile.
Wait, what? Okay, wait. What are we doing?
Now, how about a hot dog?
Oh my god. I'm crying.
But it's a girl hot dog.
That's up to you.
Yeah, and she's definitely like she's a girl hot dog, but she is welcome to my brain, people. She's a girl hot dog. She's a little bit. She's just like me. I mean, she was a tomboy, maybe just not drawn right. You know,
Like, I totally want to do it. Guys, put me in a bun. Come on, guys.
Oh my god.
Don't judge. I don't want to be corn dog. I can do the buns. I can go to the football games. You can put me like, I could be at the Dodgers. I could be like, hey, don't hate on me if you're not for the Dodgers. I'm from LA right now. So it's like, man, I could be a Dodger doll. I'm like, I mean, hey, just because I'm a girl don't mean that I can't be,
Oh my god.
I could sweat it out. I could be in New York. I could be a hot water dog. I could be in New York. I could put me in.
So notice how the corn fritter was cool.
I can't. Oh my
All right,
god.
I'm gonna break it to you, Mela.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm crying.
No, that was
I'm
great.
never going to be a hot dog, huh?
No, well, no, you can certainly be
I'll
hot
get the
dog.
call back, but maybe I won't get the job.
So there's
But
like
I was that girl. I was like, please don't treat me like a girl. And they're like, you're a girl.
Oh my god.
So there's a meme war right now.
Oh, no.
In our Discord, Patreon community
And I've just...
about corn fritters versus hot dogs.
Oh.
You're a perfect fit in this world. I just need, you have to know, like, this couldn't be more on the money. Oh my, there's a gang war. You said gang war.
She said mafia.
She said gang war.
Yeah.
Gang war.
Our fans are in a gang war of hot dogs versus corn fritters.
And the corn fritters
And
are
you
the
just
corn
gave
fritter
them a
mafia.
voice.
I did.
You just gave them a voice. Wow.
But you said corn fritters and I said hot water cornbread. I just feel like they be treating like those hot dogs like they're girls, and I mean, girls can be wicked, right?
Notice the hot dog was desperate,
Yeah.
and the corn fritter was cool.
Yeah, cool, chill, like.
Yeah,
cool,
man,
calm.
I'm a corn fritter. Like, I don't want to fight.
We ain't gotta fight.
We can settle this, man. It's obvious, isn't it? Girl, man, I believe in you. I'll love hot dog. But corn fritters be it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Corn fritters be it.
You wanna know
Yes.
something funny? So when we were in Oregon following Contact in the Desert, which unfortunately Mela couldn't make, she had to go back to do a convention.
I'm sorry, guys. It started with the
Don't
tater tots.
apologize.
It's all Ryan's fault.
It is.
How is it my fault again?
Got me tatered.
It's all my fault. Oh my
me.
god, I'm just in trouble. Now you guys are all bonding and hitting it off, and I'm in trouble with everybody.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's okay.
This is how it's
I've
meant to
had
be.
my time.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Alex.
Wait,
are high-fiving.
we? Okay. I thought we were getting the. They were high fiving. Nick, I thought he was like,
No.
Cut
he's
it.
on my side.
14-minute episode. Bang.
So you guys-
Cue the music.
You guys don't know about this. When we went to Oregon after contacting the desert, which we'll come back to that.
Oh my gosh,
Because
I
we
want
were
to.
there together for
Yeah.
the whole time.
I didn't even know that until today. I
Oh,
didn't know
dude,
that. I
the
didn't know
whole
you were
time.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
amazing.
But I wish I'd been in Oregon. That sounded amazing.
Yeah, it was wild. But okay, so when we went to Oregon and stayed at a mutual friend's house, they had like a professional catering event, and we did like a massive skywatch with like 20 to 30 people. Part of so my buddy Emil, who y'all know,
Yeah.
he was at Azalea Fest. He got the corn fritter recipe
What?
from the Discord.
No.
Because he's in the Discord. Incognito.
brilliant.
He's incognito. He got the recipe. He gave it to the professional catering company, and they made the corn fritters.
No way.
They were the first thing to just disappear. They were the first thing to get snatched up. Yeah.
That's
So the corn fritters are going worldwide. We had them in Oregon. They were amazing.
wow.
Okay, so yeah, you didn't. I guess it's when you go to Oregon and you're hanging out and this beautiful like nature's everywhere. You can't be like, "Madam, would you like a hot dog?"
Right.
Right.
So unclassy.
I don't know if I feel that.
Corn fritters though? Classy.
Nothing classier than
It would have been
corn.
offensive if it was a hot dog.
Of
It would have been like,
course.
"Ah, get that away from
We'd
me."
have to come up with a new name for it though. We wouldn't call it a hot dog.
No, it would be something much more elegant.
It would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not a hot dog. It would
Absolutely.
be like a pork fritter. or
World peace congeal.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Congelé.
Yeah.
World peace congelé.
You gotta put the French on
It's
it.
everything together.
Put me in, please. That was funny. So desperate in its voice. Yeah, I'm so stoked because, like, seriously, on a real note, you have no clue how long. Like, I haven't really talked about it a whole lot openly, but in the back of my mind, I've been like desperate to have somebody who's into voice acting to come onto the show, and then you know the story, but the people at home don't know how you just like poof, you just appeared in my life. And I remember when you first sent me that message on Instagram, me and Jenny were watching TV, and I looked down at my phone, or she found it actually, sees, oh my god, look, it's a voice actor. I was like, oh my god. I was freaking out. But it started off with a video.
I did.
Can we talk about that?
I mean, I don't think I sent the video right away. But
Well,
yeah.
no, but okay, you're right. You do correct me on that, and it's important to know because I didn't find out about the video until a couple days later. But you reached out to me. We get to talking. We schedule a Zoom call, and then I find out there's a video,
Yeah.
right? So I want to talk about that more
Okay.
or less, about what happened to you.
I want to be serious about this, but I'm also thirsty, so just product
Please.
placement. I realized the camera's on me,
Get
and
the
I'm like,
shot,
I
Alex.
thought he was going to keep talking. Sorry.
Get the shot.
Okay, I can keep talking. So, yeah, and then just beyond, talking about the orb video and our connection together and
Yeah.
everything, I also wanted to talk about like your faith and just kind of expand upon that and some of the amazing things that happened to you and around you. And
I have an extraordinary life, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I had maybe not the happiest childhood, which is one of the reasons my second childhood is so much better than my first. I think it's why I laugh a lot, and I love life is just so safe and beautiful, and it's an adventure. I think it's probably how we all wish our childhoods were, where you don't know that monsters are real. And I've always felt, though, from like my earliest memory, I was probably 9 or 10 months old, and I was trying to take steps, and I let go of my grandmother's hand, and I took a step, and I fell down the stairs, and it was like a spiral staircase, and I don't remember falling. I remember flying and landing and being fine, and I could see there's a mirror at the bottom of the stairs, and you could see her, oh my, like she was frightened coming down, and I remember thinking, she's not gonna let me do that again. Do you know, it was like, well, I really blew that. But I wonder why that's my first memory, and I think it's also my first memory that, as I get older, I'm like, that's my first memory of being protected, being carried,
right.
like being safe in situations that could have ended up poorly, badly. But my faith, when I was 12, there was some really sad things that happened, inappropriate things, and
it's funny that I recently, not that it's funny, but strange. I went to some Comic-Cons, some appearances recently at these places where these things happened. And it was lovely to know that I made it out. But also just a respect for this little girl. Like when you're 12, you think you're 100 years old.
Yeah.
But I spent a year and a half trying to figure out how I could end my life.
No, wow.
But when you're 12, I mean, where do you get pills? Where do you get a gun? Where do you know?
Right.
That wasn't an option. And there was a group of kids that was going to a Baptist church, and I went to this like adult Bible study. I'm 12, and somehow end up in this young adult Bible study. But they had an altar call, and they were explaining that Jesus died for, not our sins only, but the sins of the whole world. And for me, what resonated was that there was this price that was paid for things that were done to me. And I'm a math girly. So I understood, like, the people that had hurt me, mathematically speaking, there's nothing that they could do to make it better. And in this moment of like this mystical moment, I felt like this thing, this entity, this presence, this protection, it said, listen, if you give me your life and promise not to take it, I promise to make it worth your while. And I remember it's like a hard promise to keep. And I mean, you're 13, so I thought, okay, so in about 6 months, my life's gonna be perfect. The math, and it took a minute, but I have this extraordinary life now, and I think I would have missed all of it. And I realized some people are like, why, I don't think that when people are thinking of unaliving themselves, they're thinking, I don't want to be alive. They're just thinking, I don't want to live like this.
Yeah.
And the math
Right.
gets really difficult of how can I not feel this pain? How can I not feel when you have been physically, verbally, or under other kinds of abuse, it erases your value. And there's like this, the strength that it takes just to walk outside and be normal. And I'm in a place in my life right now where I'll openly talk about it, because I realize if I don't, there might be somebody listening right now that is doing what I was doing, which is being a really good person and a support character, and I want to make sure everyone else feels good. But in the inside, it's because I don't think I have any other value than at least making you feel good about yourself. But there have been always this feeling of protection, of connection to God, and never felt like I needed to like save 27 people so I can get a pizza party. It was never a transaction for me.
Yeah.
Those of you that have been to some real hardcore churches, you may understand that. I don't feel like people are a currency. But I would love each day, like when I didn't think my life would keep going, sometimes I thought, but at least I'll know that I got to make someone feel like they mattered. And so when you talk about like my relationship with God, I think it's this tremendous compassion that I've had for other people. But when I went back to these two towns where some really terrible things had happened, is the first time I really had some extreme compassion for myself.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah.
Like the bravery it took to get to where I'm at now. And I had never stopped to be like, Mela, man, I'm so proud of you, because I know that was probably pretty hard to believe without seeing that life could be better. And so, if anyone can hear my voice right now, I am the patron saint of second chances and late bloomers. I did everything wrong, and my life has turned out beautifully right.
That's so beautiful.
It's
so hard for us to be compassionate to ourselves.
Oof, yeah.
And we don't like think about that. We think about being compassionate to other people.
Yeah.
right.
Because we want to be, like you said, it's like almost like in service to other people, a support character.
Yeah.
Like you said. But like, who's supporting you?
Yeah.
If you're not going to do it, there's no guarantee that anyone else is going to do it.
I think it's most difficult to be supportive to yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And just recently in the pandemic, leading up to some of the reasons why Ryan and I know each other, just I'm that strong support person. I play Lifeline and, the goddess thing that goes
In
way back
Apex.
there. Yeah.
That's your character in Apex.
And 2 friends, 2 years in a row, were diagnosed in March of cancer, young cats, gone in June.
No.
And then the next year, someone jumped off the top of my building. And then 6 months later, someone ended their life, like in very close proximity to me. And it just broke me. Like it was the first time in my life where I knew, like at that moment that was max. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't know how much more. I was like, I knew that was it. It just broke my heart. And in the obituary, the person said they were, I read their obituary and they were anime fans. And I just was like, whew. Who made them feel like that they weren't worthwhile? And of course I want to reach out to them, but at that moment I thought, if I don't have a sustainable practice of caring for myself, like it's just that thin line of just breaking. And that happened in 2023, and just this last couple of years have been really learning to forgive, my abusers, learning how to put myself in the math equation of kindness and compassion and joy, and I leave time for taters and like I'm just, sometimes I have a perfect diet, sometimes I don't. Joy, like I think it's really occurred to me how unlikely, not only that I have this incredible life, but how unlikely it is that I made it out of 13 to now.
Wow.
And I always feel like I have angels all around me. I've had people that see things like that and they're like, you have angels all around you. And recently that happened and I was like, I know. And she goes, oh, you see them? And I thought, no, I don't. And then about a week later, I was saying goodbye to my beautiful Nana. And there were like these 21 beautiful, glowing, orange, red lights above her house. And I was like, what is this? And I watched for a while, and then I remember like I slowly reached for my phone because it's like one of those extraordinary things. And I thought maybe I can film it. And even in the camera, I would look at them and they were so astrally beautiful. And I would look at it through the iPhone, and it was just like a pinpoint of the overall in person, which is such a metaphor. Like sometimes when we're worried, like, did I look good in a picture? I do that all the time. Do I look pretty? And human beings and this experience is so much bigger than a lens. That's just a fraction of what we think is being captured.
It can't be captured.
Yeah.
All that beauty.
Right?
It can't be.
And it was extraordinary and beautiful. And, even in the months that have followed, like, I was like, well, how many people must have seen that? Nobody.
Yeah.
Really?
Nobody.
I was curious if that was like a thing in that area that a lot of people had seen.
There was actually went online and, I don't know what else to call them. They were orbs.
Yeah.
Right? So I typed in orbs. Nothing. There was Dior bags, which apparently is a thing. So I was like, there was a couple of things, but it did, lead me to a thumbnail. And I love reading, so I just probably listened to the first 2 minutes of an interview of someone named Chris Bledsoe. But it says he wrote a book, and I read the book, and that was extraordinary. Like I saw near-death experiences, and I had a butterfly buzz in my chest and my heart the whole time. But he said he had a little buddy named Ryan who believed him. And I reached out and I sent a message. And I was like, I don't know if you're going to read this, but I have an extraordinary life. And I saw something really beautiful and extraordinary. It led me to your father's book. And I just want to say I'm proud of you for going through what you went through to be the man you are today. Because a lot of people need hope. They need to know there's something out there. We don't need to understand what it is, but I sign autographs with kids all the time, grown people, and people are frightened right now and lost. And I think, I love God, but I'm really aware that sometimes churches can be the most abusive places people have ever known. Mm-hmm. And so they walk away from God because they think it can only be inside of a building. But I think, Ryan, you and your dad have maybe opened up an opportunity for people to be reminded that it's in the air, it's in who we are, it's in that we are in a magical existence right now, and there are mysteries to be uncovered and discovered.
Thank you. I saw your video, which I think by this point maybe we would have dropped it in so people at home could see. If you're not watching us on YouTube, you should go there because we do have video. Surprise. It's for the podcast only, feeds.
Spotify
Yeah.
has video too.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we put video up there now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Shaking his head.
So you can see how cute Nick is in just about every medium.
Yeah, and
Oh, stop it.
and see the
A goddess called me cute.
and see the video there. I saw this footage. So I got our message on Instagram. Jenny and I are watching TV on a Friday night, and I'm like, "Oh crap! It's happening! It's happening!" Someone from the anime industry. I started looking down your feed. Jenny was like, "Oh my God, she's a voice actor, Ryan." I was like, "I'll get back with her tomorrow." So I read your message. I reach out to you, and obviously we hit it off really quickly.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember who threw the first stone, but it was like, let's get on a Zoom call. And I was like, heck yeah. And it was like a day or two later, we get to talking. Obviously, the vibes are really good. We're like meshing. And then I see your video. And if you remember, I had somebody coming to my house to pick up junk. So it was just bad timing. It was like we had a call, but then I had this company coming to pick up all that old trash from my garage, and they were getting delayed. And I was like, Mela, I'm so sorry. Don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. I'll be back in 30 minutes.
And I was like, I got an audition. I'm going to record this audition.
Yeah.
I came back, called her again, and I was like, you have no idea how crazy that footage is. And she has no clue. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, I have seen thousands and thousands and thousands of orb videos, and this is the best one that's ever sent to me. And you were and Mela's in her head. She's like, oh, crap. I'm a part of this now.
Oh, really? That made you nervous?
Like, what? I was like, yeah, it's beautiful. I'm not in the community, so what would I compare it against?
Sure, yeah, that's a good point.
I was like, yeah, and then I did when he texted me that, and then when we got back on the Zoom, I could see his face, and he goes, "Let me be clear, my dad and I." Like thousands and thousands,
literally
and thousands of videos, and he's like, "But this."
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I got those butterfly buzzes in my gut, and I thought, "Oh,
And it hasn't been posted yet, ever, as far as I know.
No,
really?
So I'm happy that you've given me permission to post that. And
you asked, and I thought, well, who better?
Yeah.
It's like astonishing. Like you showed me back whenever you got it, and it was immediately like, whoa. I mean, like, yeah, not only do people not get videos like that typically, but only very, very recently have I been around when there's sightings of a few at a time, a few in the sky at a time. I mean,
Like 5 or 6.
we get excited if there's 4 or 5 of them
At
in
once.
the sky at one time, and they just kind of like zip by, and it's like, whoa, that's crazy. And that video was like, this is a whole
And it was a
different...
little overcast, and so for me, I couldn't tell. They felt close, but I didn't know. And I even was thinking, are they against the mountains? Which is a weird thing because there were no mountains anywhere nearby. And I'm like, maybe I can see them better because of the mountains, because I live near mountains. But like my brain was literally not understanding.
Oh yeah, it tries to do all these mental gymnastics and like explain or contextualize what you're seeing.
I didn't have any context, but I feel led in my life quite often, and I think it was important for me to be led to someone who, again, anyone listening, no matter what you believe, what church you've been, I'm so sorry if anyone has ever hurt you and made you think that you aren't extraordinary. Like the exquisite math of the universe equals you. like as infinite as the universe is, we're like a speck on a grain of sand on the ocean, or the beach on the ocean of the universe. But we were important enough to take our first breath. Like, you matter. And I feel like these experiences are very spiritual. And for me, there was no fear. I wasn't frightened. I wasn't abducted. It was like a wave. And I would hope that, I love that your father and you have such a spiritual connection to the phenomena. And I think it's a hello. And it's really it's a childlike wonder. Remember when we were kids and we didn't know the answers, but we weren't afraid that we didn't know the answers?
Yeah.
We just were like, wow, now that's something I want to figure out, or hi, or, we talked about it sometimes. Remember when you were a kid, I don't know if anybody else did this, but you'd be maybe on a road trip and a semi truck would come and you would do your arm,
we talked
right?
about this. Yeah.
And sometimes the truck would honk back
at you.
Now, you're not a kid thinking, well, I wonder if he loves me and this is going to be a lifelong friendship. The only thing that you are like in your moment is like, I have made contact.
I have power. I have the power.
It was just a wave, that's a wave.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like you wave and they wave back. And like for days, you could be 4 or 5 years old and you're like, man, I communicated with a semi truck. Like you just be like, but that's the feeling. And I think that, even though I don't know exactly what it is, if it's in line with the rest of my life, guys, it's angelic beings that were letting me know that, hold on, the ride's going to get even more beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Wild.
And, well, welcome to my life. I don't know if your life
Your whole life
then.
is wild. Yeah.
Listen, I make corn fritter voices. I don't know about you.
It gets pretty wild.
Hey,
Yeah.
It gets pretty wild.
I'm entatered.
It's true.
Shout out to the mess hall.
They're getting so much publicity. I love it.
I know, man. Just some Wilmington restaurant. It's good, by the way.
Good, too.
Well, and I'm sure it's all cholesterol free and high protein
course.
and organic. Yikes.
Totally.
Right.
Yes.
In North Carolina.
Definitely.
Well, look, game knows game. Your life is wild. I know
Yeah.
that. My life is wild too. I saw that video and I was like, well, you're my friend now. You're not going anywhere.
I felt that too. Like, not from the video. It was like, I get this alternate childhood right now. Like, my childhood, it may have had opportunities for it to be fun, but I was just so traumatized and sad as a child that I was just trying to get through the day.
Yeah.
But in my life now, I meet people like Nick and Alex and, sorry guys, Ryan's my fave. It's as if I'm getting to go out in the recess, when you get to go to the playground and be like, whoa, cool, put me in, let's play.
Like the hot dog fella.
It was that kind of energy where we were just laughing and like, what a beautiful thing that I get to experience this extraordinary event and then, have like inner 7-year-old me connects to, inner 8-year-old, sage wise Orby over here. And,
Sage-wise, that's funny.
Sage wise Orby. Help me, Orby 1.
Okay. All right.
I love that, Orby 1.
Orby 1.
That's funny. I like
Help
that.
me, Orby 1. You're my only hope.
Yeah, but we get to like, I just imagine us as kids like looking up at the stars and be like, wow, that's cool, isn't it? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. Your imagination just goes wild.
Yeah.
But that video, it's like 20 giant fireflies in the sky. Like it's astounding.
It's incredible.
And where I was, they were, if I could measure them, they were more like 4 to 5 feet across. They were I guess when I took the pictures, just the center, the pinpoint of it is what you see, but the radiance of it, they
had like an aura around them.
Yeah, they were like from my head to my waist and just moving and just mesmerizing.
Oh yeah.
I think you're making a grand entrance with that video onto the scene. Like, pow! This is my first ever orb video. People would pay their life savings to have an experience like this. I'm telling you.
But isn't that the message of the divine? Is that you don't have to give your life savings.
Yeah.
Unconditional love is like a great huge bargain.
Right.
Like everybody has enough in their pockets for some unconditional love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That well is bottomless.
Yeah. And you can scroll all you want, but it's just like you're just like the ultimate verified person in the eyes of God, or creator, whatever you want to call it. Like, we get to be, like, we're worthy of all the likes and all the loves, and I think it's really important. And maybe that's the message. Like, guys, I was hanging out with my Nana, who is 95. She's now 96 by the time she's 95, and she just discovered the internet. She had cable forever, and now she has the internet. So she was like, baby, I got to show you some stuff. And she was, I don't know how she gets these, but she has, her whole YouTube feed is filled with Korean and Indian, like, humor meme videos.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
that's
the
awesome.
person who's like, it's like the funny music, and she's like making the noodles, and she turns her back, and her husband takes like the egg, and he thinks he's got it, and he switches the plate, but then it turns out she knew he was going to do that, and her plate now has all the good stuff, and she's just like,
She's endlessly entertained by that.
That's amazing.
and then she'll sometimes be like, well, and for, you know, Young and the Restless, because that's her jam.
Oh, yeah.
She's found these things that do recaps, and she's like, well, and it's recaps from years ago, and she'd be like, I remember when he had a twin brother. And she's going up. She's like, so this is like, she loves it. I've never seen this on YouTube, but YouTube has her number.
Oh, man.
It's like food memes and recaps of the Young and the Restless.
That's
So
amazing.
I just thought how sweet that I get to spend this time. And sometimes, she's 96. I don't know how long she's going to be here.
Sure, yeah.
And I will try to memorize her laugh, or her, like, the way she gets excited, or, you know, she'll do her hands like this, you know, and she's like, and I walked out, and I turned to say goodbye to her. And what was funny is I was like, Nana, there are UFOs over your house. And she was like, it's cold outside.
You need a
You
jacket.
don't have a sweater. She wanted me in the car because she's 96.
Yeah.
All she could see was me standing, like, in a black, you know, outfit with a black phone. So she doesn't register that I'm taking pictures. She just thinks I've stopped to turn and say goodbye to her, and I'm frozen in love, and bye, Nana. That's all she thinks is happening. She's like, good, okay, goodbye. I got to go in and watch The Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
Could you get in your car and leave? But I was like, there are UFOs above your
Did
house.
she see it?
No, one of the reasons I had to, like, stop filming, and I was like, guys, this is amazing, but she's really agitated. I had to run up to her and be like, Nana, there are UFOs above your house, and I'm filming them. And she says, that's beautiful. You don't have a sweater.
It's cold
And you have to
outside.
protect your voice. And I was like, okay. So I walked away, and I talked to them. I was like, guys, I don't want to bother her, but this was magnificent. And they started kind of flittering and going away. And there was one, and I was like, hold on. And I got in the car, and I'm waving at Nana, and I went around the block and then got out of the car to say goodbye to the last orb. Because I wanted to say goodbye, but I didn't want her to worry
Yeah.
that I wasn't warm.
And
But
all she can think about.
But I showed her the video the next time I saw her. She just giggled because my Nana sings all day long, talks to God all day long. And she's like a tough person. Like, she's the person who, she's 96. Most of her friends are in their 70s. She's helping them with their wills.
Wow.
She takes them to chemo. Like, she's a lifeline, right? And she's that person that, like, her partner passed away. She was with him till the day he died. He collapsed in the house. She was not going to have him in a nursing home. So she's like 90 years old and driving him to all of his treatments. And she wanted to make sure that he wasn't, you know, in a nursing home. And she talks to God all the time. And she's like a gangster when it comes to getting stuff done, right? And sometimes she's also at this place, guys, like we're all talking about spiritual stuff, but she'll be like, and when I was in Oakland, she's like, there was a very handsome man and he wanted to dance with me. And this girl came up on me and she's like, that my man, you can't dance with him. And she was like, well, and I had one of those very loose blouses. And I went, cha-chink. And out came my switchblade. And I told her I could dance with anyone I wanted to.
Jesus.
Yes.
And I'm like,
That's some
I don't
shit.
know if anyone else is getting these stories, but I get to
Hell
spend
yeah.
more time with her because she's in California
That's
than anyone
amazing.
else. And all of my grandmothers have been just extraordinary humans. But when I showed her the video, she just laughed, like giggled, and she said, yep, yeah, that's about right. And just like, it's almost like she just knows.
Yeah.
That's who she must be singing to all day. I just feel very lucky that that's somehow,
That's amazing.
in our lineage somehow. But yeah, I guess it was a big opening. I'm so grateful for you. Like, you're a fountain of knowledge. Do you know what I mean? So, like, you're like my big bro, Obi-Wan Kenobi from now on.
Help me, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's sticking.
That's
That
funny.
is that is sticking.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
Yes.
And Luke Skywatcher.
Hey, okay, let's
Princess
go.
Mela Lee.
Hey.
Yeah, Princess Malaya.
There you go. Yeah.
That's funny.
But that, there's a lot of people, coming out as things. And I laughed about coming out as like Ishtar, the goddess, but I'm coming, as people that have had extraordinary lives, who've overcome extraordinary things.
Yeah.
And there is this familiarity with people who've had traumatic childhoods or experiences. We've had a connection to other.
Yeah.
Like if you flatlined, and I remember in my accident, there was this gray, like for a long time, and I wasn't in any pain. I was just kind of floating, and it was nice. After the chaos of spinning in this car, and I was and then I was just floating. But this voice just said, if you don't breathe, you'll die. And it was real calm, like a real just calm decision. And I remember thinking, my life is so good, I have to go back. And when I took that breath, I've never been in more pain in my life. But the beauty of it was like, I'd gotten to a place in my life where, as good as it felt to be in that other place, I wanted to be here. And that was such a great realization.
Wow.
But that we just get to connect on those things. And Ryan, when I was reading the book, it's funny how we can have different experiences as human beings from anywhere in the world, but the outcome is the same. The alienation, not being believed. A lot of abuse victims, part of the abuse is when someone doesn't believe you when you try to ask for help. That's the final blow. Mm-hmm. And, maybe very different from where you were at, but we have the same experience of people that should, that should love you, and they probably do, but they don't believe you. Mm-hmm. Or you feel alone, or you feel alienated at school, and gosh, you'd be like everybody else if you could be, but
Right.
We're just different. And the best part about being an anime is that you go to these conventions and it's just a sea of people exactly like you. Mm-hmm. We're the people that sat at that table in school that had like the kind of the lunches that weren't cool, and like, it's a sandwich, I don't know what's in it, but like,
Just butter.
yeah, right,
Just butter.
free lunch kids, right? It's like, but we took over the world, and the world just became such a lovely place. And for me, I'm excited that I had this beautiful experience, but I didn't have to go through the heartbreak of wondering if it really happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it happened 15 years ago, I wouldn't have had a phone, right? To take a picture. And what is that like for you now?
Which exactly?
How kind the world is and accepting. I mean, we were in contact in the desert, and what was that like? That there are so many people that really do want to know that guidance and are hungry for honesty and extraordinary experience.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'm not going to say any names, just for the protection of people. But you were with us pretty much the whole time, contacting the desert. Actually, you went to more of my dad's events than me. And one day I had to sleep in, and she went to a panel that I didn't go to. So yeah, we get a lot of people coming and asking us questions. Nick and Alex have seen it. We do festivals, and they, people are really into this, and they really come from around the world to see guidance. I had an experience, they're sobbing tears, whatever. I mean, a million different scenarios. And there was one lady, an older lady. Mm-hmm. She was elderly. She comes up to our booth, and Dad's like signing a book. And she comes up to me. I'm trying to remember the name that she said. Let me think about it for a moment. She said it was some well-known name in the UFO world, who I will not name. And she said, I was just at so-and-so's panel, and they said that, the reptilians are coming down to eat us, and they're they're gonna invade us and they're gonna, take over our countries and enslave our population. And she was an old lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I'm scared. I'm really scared. Should I be worried about this? Didn't the lady say she would protect us? Is she a race more powerful than those beings? And of course, I'm sitting here in my head. I'm like, oh, I cannot believe she's believing all this bullshit, and she's being tricked. I'm not like mad at her. I'm mad at that idiot who's pushing this crap on this vulnerable old lady and making her afraid. And I looked at her and I was like, trying to think of how to say this in a way that was compassionate. And I was like, well, let me just say this. This is what I said to her. I was like, I believe that any decision that you make about the truth should be made with your heart. Mm-hmm. You're listening to what she's telling you, and it's scary. You're feeling afraid. You're feeling jittery and agitated and scared about what might happen. That's not from your heart. That's a very negative, evil force that's being pushed on you. And I said, and also, where's the proof? She was like, I don't know. I was like, where's the proof? Where's the proof of these reptilians? Where's the proof of these monsters? Where's the proof of these aliens? She was like, I guess there is none. Mm-hmm. And I was like, exactly. But, we do have proof of these beings and, the orbs and all these loving things coming down. And I can't remember exactly what I said to the T, but I could tell you that she walked away from that table being like, thank you. It just was like reassuring her, like, you're okay. An alien monster is not going to come eat you. You are fine. And, follow your heart. Listen to your heart. Think about this stuff from your heart. If it's scary and it's monsters and it's evil, probably BS. If it's love, if it's a message of compassion, I would listen to it. And this lady was vulnerable. Like she genuinely was like, I don't know what to believe. I'm scared. And it pisses me off.
Well, let's play devil's advocate and say any of it was true. It's like those of us that have had, and I guess I say those of us, so it's like everybody listening. Those of us that have had traumatic childhood, traumatic experiences, we have to remind ourselves that we're speaking today because we got through them. So if we spend our time thinking that bad things can happen, of course they can happen. But we just laughed about corn fritters and hot dogs and, like, there's so much possibility in the midst of no matter what happens. Mm-hmm. There's kind of this feeling that if something bad could possibly happen, I cannot experience joy. I must be afraid. Yeah. And fear, it's not helpful. Yeah. It's why sometimes we'll see these war stories and these people are just laughing because it's what gets you through. Mm-hmm. Human beings are extraordinary. Mm-hmm. The math of the universe is extraordinary, but the math of us finding each other, being friends, being in this moment, me getting to play Goddesses of Heaven and I mean, I'm sorry, I get paid to have a second childhood and travel all over the world and have friends and I don't even know how is that even remotely possible.
Hang out with fans that love you and
that are kind and funny and we're talking aerospace engineers and quantum physicists and they're like
and podcast nerds.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, could you do Jade's voice for me? Like we were at Contact in the Desert. I'm talking, man, the Bledsoe crew runs deep. Like the people around them are like fascinating, extraordinary, intelligent, kind, have seen the world. And then they'd be like, wait a minute, I'm sorry, you're Jade from Mortal Kombat. And this one cat was like, could you do a voice note for me? I want to show my friends. So I did this voice note. And like 2 days later, this incredible human being who has studied Egypt for 30 years.
You're talking about NEXT?
Yeah, NEXT.
Yeah, shout out NEXT.
Shout out, bro. Like that, just brilliant. Like had some knowledge and facts and a life story that you're just, man, you want to watch that show over and over. Like
he's
every
genius.
episode.
He's
Genius,
a true
right?
Genius. Yeah.
And he said, I'll love sis, but I forgot to get a voice note.
Oh my God.
Is it too late? And I'm thinking, in what universe are you like a literal superhuman? It's like hanging out with like the Marvel and DC, heroes and then being like, can you like do your corn fritter impression? Like, sure, okay.
Yeah, it is kind of like that, isn't it?
Right? But again, we forget. I think we're so used to ourselves that we forget how extraordinary we are. And that when we come together, like from all these different places, like there's just magic, and it just feels like the playground. You know, when we're on the playground as kids, we don't know what our parents do. We don't know how they voted. We don't know what church they go to. We're just kids. And sometimes we get the magic of that on a podcast, you know, at a convention, you know, at a Skywatch. I think that's the magic. Like, think about the Skywatch. We're just people looking for something extraordinary in the sky. That's it. We're just kids going, was that it? You know, just, and I think we forget sometimes the magic of human beings just being together and looking for something extraordinary to happen.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's like when you're a kid and you're just like laying down in the grass, like looking at like ants, and every second is infinite. And the universe is just incomprehensibly huge, which of course it still is, but it's just like everything is brand new. Everything is wonderful and fascinating and like perplexing, and it does feel like that.
Yeah.
It does feel like that. We had a conversation somewhat recently where it's like I said, these Skywatches, they kind of feel like summer camp.
Yeah.
You know, they do. They have like that feeling, that like comfortable feeling of like the only thing that matters in the world right now is all of us being out here outside looking up for something extraordinary. And that's like, those are the most real moments that we can experience. It's just those little moments. Even, you know, I compare it to other things in nature, like just like standing at the shore of the ocean and just watching the waves just like lap against the sand. It's extraordinary. We take it for granted. We take all of these things for granted.
Yeah.
And this is a new front that this thing is emerging, and these people are beginning to experience. And it's magnificent.
And I think we're sometimes as adults, we're supposed to pretend that we know everything that's happening, but the piece of it is we don't have to. We're children in the universe, absolute children. And, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. I'm such a girl. I'm like, my emotions on my sleeve. You know, I'm a hot dog inside.
So you're soft.
But I always felt like I wasn't enough. I was different growing up. I moved a lot, so I was the new kid. And I carry that anxiety with me, no matter how good I was at something, no matter how much people would say you're good at this. I always felt like any minute it'd all come crashing down. Anxiety, like just fear when things were new. I hope I say the right thing. I hope, you know, just anxiety. I hope I'm pretty, like the whole thing where like now I'm an actor and like you got to be on the internet, and I'm just like, well, am I photogenic? Did I take the right selfie? Like, I just never know. I'd rather just be, right?
Yeah.
And recently, especially this year, I just like really tapped into that thing when we were kids. Like you say, we didn't get out our, you know, I think kids do now, but like when we were kids, we certainly weren't like trying to film ants. Like you were in that moment, right? And I don't know if I'm allowed to talk to about what happened at Contact in the Desert. We had the Skywatch.
You're fine.
And some people were like, well, it's, you know, it's a little bit cloudy. I've only seen orbs when it's cloudy. So I was like, something good's going to happen. But there were a few people, they're like, well, it's cloudy. And they had left. Maybe 100 of the 1,000. But some people stood up to talk to Ryan and to Chris. And this like white, fluffy orb, super close, with wings. With fluffy wings, just like flittered and like for 20-30 seconds.
You talking about at the end when everyone stood up?
Yeah,
dude, it was like 30 feet away.
It was so close. And it was
hundreds saw it.
Yeah. And I just watched, and one of my friends was like, did you film it? And I thought, no, of course not.
Yeah.
Because, and I was like, that's good. Like, I'm not here to film them all. I happen to have a few. You got it. You guys saw it. You can rewind this episode.
Yeah.
I remembered what it was like to be a kid, like you said, and it was like, there's nothing better than just being in the presence of something that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And I mean, remember we always used to want magic to be real?
Mm-hmm.
Miracles are real.
Oh yeah, magic is real.
The fact that we live in this world, and just I watched it and I thought, wow. And I was next to a cat that was like a long time service of the government, like former air traffic controller, like, so he knows how things go. And he was like a little kid. He was like, wow, man.
He was freaking out.
Wow. And, he's probably 67-year-old cat, but like he was an 8-year-old boy. And we were basically outside looking at blades in the grass and stars and be like, jeepers. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
There is that notion that like, well, if you didn't film it, it wasn't real. It's like, no, that is the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah.
Like, we all witnessed it with our eyes. We connected directly with that thing that we were looking at.
And maybe that's part of the message.
Yeah.
It's not, yes, we want to share, but
Sure.
that's right.
Yeah.
That life is to be witnessed, to be experienced, to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
Man, think of how many people just sat on a beach without checking cards of who you are or you voted for. We're just people, kids,
Yeah.
looking at the stars. You know what? It's funny. I'm living in California now. I was like, oh my God, did I just turn into a California girl? I was like, oh man, like we're just kids looking at the stars. It's probably just because I'm tatered.
What
You're
was in
definitely
those taters? Well, there's something in those taters, huh?
It was the sauce, man. It was the sauce.
Dude, it was
It
delicious.
was that tater sauce.
I don't know if
yeah.
I've had that much sugar, salt, and fat in one setting. I was like,
You're in the
It was
South.
creamy. You really are making me feel guilty here.
The place
no,
for it.
please, no. We left no crumbs.
I was like, are you sure this is okay?
No, what was funny is he's like, well, we've got fruit plates. There's a vegetarian place. Greek. And then he's like, mess hall. Also, we could have smoothies. And I was like, roll back. I didn't hear anything, but there was one and he was like, we could do Greek. I said, Greek sounds good. He goes, yeah. And mess hall.
She said, your eyes really lit up on
And
that
then he's
one.
like, and I said, what's mess hall? I said, your eyes lit up. And he goes, well, they have a tater bowl. And I was like, I can't get in the way of tater
It's
bowl.
tater tots with fried chicken.
I was like, that's
good.
the stuff, man.
It was
I gotta
sublime.
go for it. I mean, look, hopefully this will be the most viewed episode ever. And you'll be like, it was the taters.
It was the
It
tater.
might
Taters,
be.
corn fritters,
Yeah, you know
and
what?
dogs.
I'm
That's the
switching
name
up
of
on
the
that tater
episode.
energy.
You're what?
I'm switching up on that
Tater energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean for us?
Tater team.
Yeah.
Tater team.
Yeah, it's time.
Go, Tater Rangers.
That's what it is. Yes.
It's a new dawn, boys.
Yeah, tater team.
It's a new
Oh, shoot.
dawn.
We got it. You're going to write us a theme song, Alex?
Tater
Wait,
team.
is it you? Nick? Are you?
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah,
it.
Tater team.
I like
Yeah.
that.
How's it going to go? Come on.
Tater team. It'll be like Alex will do the vocals for it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You're fine
Alright.
doing
Some
that.
metal shredding.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely do some like tapping, like
And then
the.
be like,
yeah.
Tater team.
We're the tater team.
Yeah.
It has to be, it has to be primal scream, and then we're the Tater team. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do that at the
We're
end.
lean.
Let's do it. That'll be the theme song for this episode.
I know you guys have gangster like corn fritter and
Oh,
hot dog
they're
parties
hard.
here, but
They're hard.
I think Tater Team is coming in
Tater
hard.
team
y'all.
is on the rise. yeah.
Damn, what the hell? There's a third gang on the rise right now.
I
The
wouldn't
Tater
call
Tot
them a
team?
gang. I would say it's more
A
like
team?
Yeah, they're more like they're in the position of power, bro.
Squad.
The gangs are on the street level.
Yeah.
They're the corporation.
Well, yeah, they're bigger than that even. They're part of the
Yo, Ryan
13.
Tater. Looking down at the neighborhood, seemed to be some beef between the corn fritters and the hot dogs.
Wipe them out. Boop, hit the button and it shoots.
And then
the
we've got to
potato
have like
nuke.
some like real all-knowing God narrators like, Nick Tater overheard the conversation.
Is it all of our names with Tater at the end? Ryan Tater, Nick Tater,
Alex
Mela Tater.
Tater.
Yeah, Mela Tater.
A melatator.
I am the Mela Tater.
Tater.
I like that.
It's not a tumor.
The melatator.
It's a tater.
Dude, that's powerful actually.
That is,
The
dude.
Mela Tater.
The Mela Tater.
Yeah.
Damn, what
We
the
need
hell?
a punch up of that.
She rises above.
She's a goddess.
I am the salt of the earth.
I'm the starchy salt of the
You got ketchup packet wings.
Damn. What
Yeah.
the
Oh my gosh. Catch
yeah.
a packet wings. Those are deep.
You need to get your Disney friend, dude, to punch up a
No,
melatator.
dude, you got a Discord. There's got to be an artist in this
Oh,
True.
Discord.
True.
Come on.
There are many.
Hey, get
Mela
us a
Tater,
yeah.
Ryan Tater, Alex Tater, Nick Tater. Nick Tater.
It's like dictator.
It is.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm the villain. I like that.
wow.
I'm the villain.
No, we have to keep you in. You're like, listen, I know my dad's the king. I'm like, Nick Tater.
I wouldn't say villain. That's a strong word.
You're not the Nick
Okay,
Tater
okay,
yet.
I don't want to be
You're,
the
you're the
villain.
one who
No.
does the stuff that we can't stomach for the team.
Yeah.
Like, you got to handle the hard choices.
Oh, I'm the bad cop.
Nick
Yes.
Tater.
Okay,
You're
okay.
the bad
okay.
cop.
The
Yeah.
bad spud.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Mela Tater is like, hey, boys, I think you want to think twice about that. And she spreads her ketchup packet wings.
Let's see.
Can we make this a show or a comic book or something?
Oh, it's
For the
happening.
love of God.
It's happening live right
This
now.
is going to pay for our children's college. I mean,
Our little spud.
South Park is gone, guys. It's the Taters. Tater team. Wait, it's like the primal scream. We're the Tater team. Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I love it. I'm like the baked potato.
Oh, I love it. There were no stigmas harmed in the making of this episode.
Oh yeah, shout out Stigma by the way.
I love he's like, I'm the baked tater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to. Well, never mind.
The Nick Tater, baked tater, Mela Tater,
And
So
the
what's-
surf tater.
Well,
Surf
yeah, what
Tater.
is Alex
That's the
Tater?
nickname, Surf Tater.
The surf tater, dude. Surf's up, tater.
You guys
Get
is laughing
bashful
hard.
now, man. Don't get bashful now. You're the surf tater.
Come on.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
That's all we get from you?
He's already,
whole
you know
episode?
what's really happened? That thank you so much. That kind of felt a little bit like he was like, I never thought I'd be accepting this award. I don't have anything prepared.
Right, yes.
Surf Tater.
I want to thank
fan
God
favorite.
Tater.
God, tater.
Yeah,
Son
my
Tater.
mom Tater.
God, tater.
I like Tater Team.
And Holy
Oh, you
Ghost
guys,
tater.
no,
Yeah.
Lady Tater.
Lady tater.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow,
It's
dude.
got a white flowing. The packs that like the French fries come in, the crinkly little.
Oh my
bags.
gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of those is a gown.
Yeah, as a gown.
Yeah.
We are giving our Discord so much ammunition right now. It's insane.
I think half of them are still freaked out about the hot dog thing.
You're like, I probably
go,
had fans
people.
and they're like, man, she was all on Corn Fritter's side. I didn't mean it.
It's the right side of history to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I put hot water cornbread in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Dirty South, man. I had to
Dirty South.
represent.
Dirt is
I think it's time for a new team.
It's the Tater team.
Yeah, it's the Tater team.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna erase that old history and we're gonna move forward with the Tater team.
Is
did
it?
it.
It's fritters, dogs, and taters.
The Nick Tater erased the history.
I'm the dictator.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You're the Nick Goblin. The Tater Goblin is what you are. Actually.
That's his alter ego, but we don't know the whole series that he is Tater Goblin.
And y'all were the one that was goblin taters.
Ooh.
That's right.
Bro.
Yeah, we were
Wow.
Goblin Taters, but you see, the thing is, then we met.
We were Goblin
We
Taters.
met
Yeah.
the Tater Goblin, and we joined forces because we're after the Tater Dragon,
Ooh.
Okay, what?
like
What?
in our Green Boys D&D camp.
Oh, yeah.
We shouted out
Tater
hers. We got to
Dragon.
shout out ours too.
Yeah, you do. What is it, Green Boys?
Yeah, Green Boys is
All
our
right.
comedy show. We do have a D&D campaign running right now, which is completely synchronistic because Mela also has one.
Yeah.
It is.
So watch
It is
both of
synchronistic.
them.
Squad 20 and
Green Boys.
Green Boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think. Wow. I think we hit everything magnificent about your life. You know what? I want to
Yeah,
ask you a
everything.
question. I
That's
want to ask
it.
you a
Everything.
question.
Every last
Can't
one.
come back.
Okay,
Yeah.
I asked you this in the garage earlier, and you're like, I don't know. What's your favorite role that you've done? What's your favorite anime? Your favorite video game?
I love that he remembers asking it, but doesn't remember. I was like, it's like, I can't answer that question.
No, I do remember that, but now we're on camera.
He's putting you on pressure.
We are on camera. Often asked this question. I don't know if anyone is a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory fan, but like,
You
especially
in that?
No.
Oh,
How old do you think I am?
Ah, you're in trouble.
70s.
You're in trouble.
No, it's okay. Listen, no, but in the 70s, I love this scene too where
You talking about Willy Wonka and the
Willy
chocolate?
Wonka.
the OG.
Gotcha.
OG,
The
yeah.
OG.
Yeah.
But there's
love the OG.
there's a time where somebody actually they fake get the last golden ticket. So Charlie and
Yeah.
Grandpa, they're like, you know what? Let's just still use the dollar to get a chocolate bar just to enjoy, right? And they get the last golden ticket. And I feel like, you know, for me, I was going to go to law school and be a real person, you know, like have a real job. But I enjoyed, you know, these voice acting jobs. I got to do ADR for early on in my career, like TV shows that were like Entourage, Gilmore Girls. I got to work on, now I'm trying to think, what was the offshoot from Breaking Bad?
Oh, Better Call Saul.
Yeah, Better Call Saul. I got
Yeah,
to work on that.
wow.
You know, so there's different things. So this is like fun. You get to see these extraordinary actors and these projects, and I would
So
do
you do
ADR.
voiceovers for them?
Yeah, ADR.
What does that mean?
Which is a post-production sound. So sometimes you have to replace a voice because they edit it and they didn't get the right line, and so you voice match, or you know, you do what we call voice replacement. And so it's just technically amazing and cool, and I got to do anime, and I just was so excited. So for me, I thought, I'm not obviously going to be a full-time voice actor, because who's a full-time voice actor? That's not real. Like that, don't dream too big, you know. But then I feel like I got unexpectedly like a golden ticket, where I was allowed to just have this beautiful life where I do get to be a voice actor full time. And so, you know, I played a lot of characters in the beginning who were kind of lost, who didn't know who they were. You know, Rin Tosaka's looking for the timeline where her dad's maybe alive, and she can be, you know, he can be proud of her. And in Rose and Maiden, she's like this Victorian doll, but the makers of the dolls have set it up that you have to fight each other to meet your father. But she just really wants a family. She wants her sisters and the father, you know. And I think there's all these themes that came up, and of being troubled and being lost. Yuki Cross doesn't know who she is, and she's abandoned, but she has this compassion for vampires and humans. And there was a lot of, I didn't watch a lot of cartoons growing up, and so getting to be involved in that industry, getting to drive onto the Warner Brothers lot and have a parking space, and they feed you these cool cookies, and like Warner Brothers craft service is pretty great, right? It just felt magical. And then for me to get to stay, you know, I was in this rough car accident, and when I woke up, Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt were in the hospital. They visited me, and Jason Charles Miller, who does music for like Critical Role and Final Fantasy, and the people from Bang Zoom that produced a lot of the animes that I'm in, the producers were there. So each time I would kind of wake up and come back into consciousness, I felt like Dorothy, like, and you were there, and you were there. And it was such a beautiful life that I thought, why am I trying to have a life less lived? I've won the lottery. And so this was like 2014, 2015, and I'm, you know, kind of rehabilitating, learning how to walk. And when I thought I should maybe focus on that, I got Princess Sanda in Black Panther's Quest. You know, so I'm in the Marvel Universe. It was Stan Lee's last TV show he worked on. And then auditioned for Guard A. And because everything's codenamed, you know, you don't know. And I thought I'd really love to be in a AAA game, a Warner Brothers type game. And I got Guard A, and my agent said, you got it, and, you know, gave me a script. And it had another code name on it, Jade, but I'm looking through this 300-page script, looking for Guard A, because, man, I'm gonna eat that up, right? And I'm like on the last page, and there was no Guard A. And I called my agent, and he's like, "Are you an idiot? You're Jade. It says it right on the script, but like, what? I'm sorry, what?" You know? So, and then there was this, what I thought was going to be small part, not small, but a game that, you know, might be, when I finally got to it, I thought, oh, it's going to be a Titanfall game. And I was excited because I know Titanfall is a great game.
Oh, yeah.
And
awesome.
They said, you know, we're actually not going to call it Titanfall anything. It's just going to be called Apex Legends, which to me, I was like, so nobody's going to know it's a Titanfall game? You know, and it was supposed to come out in September. And then they were like, well, we're actually going to put it out in January. And we're not going to do a campaign or anything. Because I was like, when can I post? And I'm like, we're not really going to advertise it at all. It's just, it's going to go out, and if it catches, great, which is usually code in Hollywood for, we're shelving your game. It was really nice working with you.
Yeah.
You know, it turned out okay for those of you that have heard of Apex Legends.
Oh, yeah. It's a phenomenon.
Game.
Yeah.
You know, so when you're asking me what my favorite roles are, it's like, I can honestly say Rin Tosaka,
From Fate Stay.
Jade, Lifeline, Tiki from Miraculous Ladybug.
It's a
the
Disney
ones
cartoon.
that bring me, like, I've flown all over the world to meet people because of these roles. Like, I have friends like little Mela, who was just like eating by herself at the lunchroom. It's like the wrong sneakers, like the super off brand sneakers. I don't know what happened that I got to have this beautiful life where people are kind and accepting, and it's,
You're a hero to a lot of people.
well, anyone listening to my voice that is already a fan, or maybe you're like, man, she does good corn tater voices, and you're falling in love with me now. You're part of like a life-saving lifeline for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how could I just not want to live this life? You know? So hello, 13-year-old Mela who decided to hang around. It became worth it. And I hope that somewhere in my life, in my extraordinary friendships, like, dude, you could have a Ryan and a Nick and an Alex in your life. Like, life gets good. Anybody who's struggling right now, you know, there's a tear in the universe and anything's possible.
We paid her to say that.
No, I didn't.
Taters and taters.
It's part of the budget to make our friends compliment
Aw.
us.
I'm
kidding.
I
No,
just
Mela, you're
hope-
very sweet.
Thank you. I just hope that in this beautiful life that I have, that I maybe give somebody the impression that it's possible that their life could be even more beautiful.
Yeah.
Because, man, I think we've all been to the death of dreams, is what I call it, where you're like, oh, nothing that you thought was going to happen is happening, and things end in unexpected ways. And it's a real bravery to believe past the edge of nothing.
Yeah.
And I've been to the death of dreams.
That's a great point.
And I'm just past the void. And I hope that the sound of my voice, or laughter, or corn fritters and friends, and, you know, maybe 21 orbs in the sky, that, hey, give the universe permission to surprise you in beautiful ways, in strange and beautiful ways.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, important message, and I can already tell you for sure that you have given that that hope to people.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I hope so.
sitting here and talking to us goofy dudes, the people listening, there are people out there that needed to hear all of that, all of it, and
Every bit of it.
yeah, it's very important, and I'm proud of you for sharing that and for persevering.
Wow. Thank you guys for being safe space,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
I mean,
and fun and inspiring. I'm such a fan of you guys and what you're doing.
aw.
Absolutely.
Thank
Well,
you. That's so sweet.
We're huge anime nerds and video game nerds, and I think you are definitely, one of the coolest people we've had on our show. I can't tell you how much we talk about voice acting and anime. It's like what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you coming on the show is kind of like a really cool blessing for us, and it opens the doorway for us to sort of carve our way into this industry and hear from people, you know, like you, who are in that world, who maybe have open-minded ideas, or are having experiences, or will having experiences. Because in my mind, it's like, now that you've talked about these things, you so bravely talked about your sightings, what you've experienced with and without me, but more or less what you've experienced. How many people at home that have been following you for years and are following your conventions, are going through the tour of, you know, seeing you here in Calgary, seeing you here in San Diego, seeing you here in Miami, and then they go and they hear this and they're like, oh my God, I had no clue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They thought you were just a voice on a cartoon. Now they're like learning this amazing spiritual depth to you.
Aw.
I just imagine what impact that will have on the people who already have looked up to you as a hero because they like your work, your art. You know, now you're opening a doorway into really helping people in a different way, beyond art, but, you know, on a really, really deep way. So it's important that you're, you know, being truthful about these things that are happening to you. I think that's why supernatural things happen to us, so that we can share and that it can move others.
Well, and just so you know, like, my crew, like Nicholas Roy is a good friend of mine.
Shout out, he's a homie.
And, you know, we're seeing extraordinary things everywhere. And you know, I've shared this video with some people while I'm doing autographs, and they're like, oh my gosh, thanks for sharing that. And people are hungry for hope
For truth.
Oh
and
yeah.
for truth.
Yeah.
People
You
need
know?
it.
For magic and
I
miracles.
think there's an awakening happening. I don't know what everything is, but I just know that, man, I just want to be on the playground of this planet, imagining who and what we could be in a positive way. I know there's things going on that are rattling in us, but have they not ever?
Yeah.
And as someone who made it through a landmine of a life, I know that there's another side, to this battle. And part of it's just the joy of, man, sitting in a really cool environment like this, drinking water from a cup that says Bledsoe said so.
Sold separately. That was funny on her D&D campaign. No, we don't sell those cups, but
don't?
No.
Oh,
no.
you guys, I mean,
Come on now.
who's like the top benefactor on Discord? Certainly, I could sign this, and this could go out for the measly price of $1,000.
That's part of her D&D campaign. I don't want to give it away, but it's a funny joke from earlier. Sold separately.
Well, we
Little plushies.
created a character, and we instantly wanted a plushie of this character in the D&D.
Yeah.
So we kept narrating what we would want on this plushie into the story, and then you could see our producer going, "How are we going to afford that?" So I'd be like, "Sold separately,"
Yeah, like in the campaign. It's great. It's really
awesome.
fun.
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, it's great, man. I really enjoyed it.
You gonna need a close up on this? I'm just kidding. I just put it's really should be in the store, guys. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you're inspiring me.
People are thirsty for this Bledsoe
I
said so
see what you
knowledge,
did there.
right?
I see what you did there.
I like having you around.
Well, yeah. I mean, and do know, I mean, if you guys are going to be doing some commercials, you might hear a very familiar voice. If you need any voiceover, I know some
Actually,
people.
there's a collab there that we can think
There's
about.
a collab
Yeah, that would actually be epic.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
will sing on the Tater soundtrack.
Please, it wouldn't be complete without you singing on it.
If you do not make
come
the
on.
Tater
It's
theme
done.
song and have
It's
me be
done.
like, yeah, at the end, I'm just...
I'm just gonna clip it out of this episode. I'm
Are
just
you?
gonna clip you saying that
Should I-
out
I'll
of this
do 3 in a
episode.
row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. I'm just gonna layer them. It'll be like a chorus of you. Yeah.
I'm thinking Mela Tater is the Tater goddess
Oh,
because of the
Yeah.
typecast thing.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
the
we
only
should.
thing that makes sense. Yeah.
that's who you were like. I'll be like, they're like, we have a message from the Mela Tater. Taters, I have a mission for you, if you will accept it. Nick Tater.
What's the mission?
I was like, what's your nickname? Because I know we have you Ryan Tater. Did you have a nickname? I can't remember.
No, I don't.
You really should.
Agitator.
Oh my God, that's
The agitator?
it. That's it. That's 1,000% it.
I like that.
The agitator.
I'm the
Surf
agitator.
Tater.
Surf Tater.
Do you accept your mission? I feel like it's a Japanese RPG game.
The world needs you. Right.
Yeah.
And then I could just see one of them where like she falls and there's like all the packets and they're like, oh no. And then they're like, are you dead? And I go, it's just ketchup.
No, I see us in like a big plane. We have our sunglasses on. We grab our parachutes
love
and we
it.
dive out.
This is
skydive.
turning into like a Charlie's Angels thing, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Well,
Dude.
Charlie's Taters.
Right, yeah.
Charlie's Taters.
Yeah.
Chuck Taters.
We got to save the dinner table.
Chuck Taters.
Oh my God. I'm going to pass out.
Chuck Taters. Isn't that the shoes that we wear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Chuck Taters.
Chuck Taters. But I mean, guys, honestly, and before we say, the thing that we have to say at the end of the episode,
And you know
your
it.
mission, if you choose to accept it, is to create a theme song for the Tater team.
I'm doing it.
Nick Tater,
It's done.
Agitator, Surf Tater, Mela Tater believes in you.
I thought you were going to say Melatator out.
Yeah, I do. Recut. Mela Tater out.
There it is.
Wow. So
doing
you made
that.
a reference to the thing that we have to say. Do you know it?
I think so.
You
I
know,
hope so.
I plugged your Instagram earlier, but before we roll out of here, let's plug everything that you want to push people
Oh my
to.
gosh, absolutely. I'm going to be shameless. The Mela Lee on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, melalee.com. You can sign up for my newsletter. I always give free giveaways, free voice acting classes. I have a new album coming out in the fall.
It's beautiful.
And it's gorgeous.
I've heard one song and I was like,
Oh.
loved it.
Thank you.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
But my whole life is because of you, and I'd love to stay in touch with you guys. So, and also Squad 20. Six Sides of Gaming on YouTube. It's ridiculous
Blow it up.
in the best way.
Blow up their D&D campaign. It's actually really awesome.
Yeah, and we have season 2 where we're going to be filming in August, but blow everything up so everyone can have this plushie. You want this plushie.
I
Comes
do.
with booties, a cape.
Yeah, I'm in. That's all you had to say. I'm in.
Awesome. All right. Well, you do know how we end it, right?
I think so.
We say just bye, guys.
You just say try, guys.
Bye, guys.
Sorry.
It's a different
We
show.
are Try Guys.
It's a different
though.
show. It's a different show.
I got you.
We are the Try Guys. There's 3 of us.
Where do I look? Do I?
Wherever you
Wherever.
like.
Okay,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can
all
close
right.
your eyes if you want.
Melatator says.
You ready?
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Hi, guys. What up, homies?
If you like the show and want more, check out patreon.com/Bledsoe said so.
This will get you exclusive weekly bonus shows and access to our Discord community with hundreds of open-minded people just like you.
If you want to represent the show, go to bledsoesaidso.com for merch. We have t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and more.
For all future updates, follow us on Instagram at Bledsoe Said So.
Same time next week.